Hello and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekender Show. I'm Mal Lee, your host for this evening. I hope everyone's keeping well out there and yeah, getting to grips with this bitter cold weather. Now, lucky enough, we were going to try and do a tournament on the 27th of December, and lucky that fell through, only in the sense that we weren't given the price by the where we're going to hold the venue. So we decided, well, it's not really worth it because we can't get the teams, can't get the referees, and aren't we thankful because today would have been Baltic for the kids. I hate to put a tournament on where the weather is not very nice because the kids don't enjoy it, the winners do, but parents, mum, I've seen too many tournaments where everyone is just very depressed when the weather has turned gangster, and unfortunately it has. Christmas time has come. We didn't get that white Christmas, but thankfully we didn't put that tournament on. But we do know that some tournaments will probably have to go ahead and people will be putting them on, and we just wish them all the best. Hopefully you got them on. If they were on grass, I doubt it very, very much, but on the 3G, 4G, if the surrounding areas were okay, maybe that's okay, but you could say it could have been a little bit too icy if we were holding at the venue anyway, but there you go. Thankfully we didn't go ahead with that tournament, and we were going to try and do the 2 days. Now imagine that, because it's getting colder and colder each day, and would you believe, after all the rigmarole and my car being lying there, me breaking my ribs was the worst thing in the world in 2025 because it's put me well behind. I had a lovely Christmas, that's about it. Out of work at the moment because of being off, and also I've tried to drive around a little bit, and because I haven't been driving around, my Yaris 2022 has got a flat battery yet again, and I'm absolutely livid because that shouldn't be the case. What are you supposed to do? Basically saying you've got to drive it every day. Well, that is not. Does everyone drive their car every single day? No, they don't. And the only day I didn't drive was Christmas Day. And when I say yes, they may have been short journeys, but 2022 plate is unreal to have this many problems. I've been ringing up the suppliers of it, and no joy at the moment, no answer, and I'm wondering why they're not answering me, because they know full well what is happening. So I've got a nightmare on my hands. I'm just waiting for someone to jumpstart it, but it's unfair that you have to. Last time I got jumpstart, and I'm still waiting for the new battery, by the way, I had to drive it around for nearly 2 hours. That shouldn't be right. That really, just to charge the battery because of the cold weather, I think that's wrong. I really do. You shouldn't have to go out and charge it every single day. Yeah, it's half electric, half petrol, as they say, but the difference is, I thought I was in for a really good car. I've read up on it, and I thought Toyota were the makers of a great car and you're having no problems with it, but unfortunately in a matter of months, dear me, this is what's happening. Love the car, but love it when you turn the engine on, you can't hear it and you don't know whether it's on or off. But to have these problems at such an early stage doesn't make sense, and obviously you're going to need it, you know, when I get back to work. Unfortunately, I haven't got it, and it would happen over the Christmas period when I've been waiting and I've been rushing them, and I'm saying, and they've told me that I was in a queue for 3 weeks to get battery done. 3 weeks queue because they're that busy. Wow. And me having the problems, it just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. Anyway, that's me moaning again. What am I like over the Christmas period? But just to let you know, and I will be having a go at the company anyway, especially today, if they pick up the phone and answer, especially the person I dealt with. So there you go. What would you do in that situation? So when I get back, I've got to try the rigmarole, get someone with a jump leads and help me do it, because it's being a hybrid, it's a nightmare, honestly. Even to open the bonnet, I've never seen anything like it. I've opened it and the pole's come down, and I'm like, where? And for the life of me, even looking at the manual, I cannot find the little grip where that pole stands up. It used to be great, bang, there you go. I think everyone knows what I'm talking about. But honestly, how these cars are becoming so complicated now, and it's only for money, we know that. They're not making it easier, because if you've got a problem, it's got to go into the garage, and they're the ones who are making the money, and I think it's totally wrong. Hands up if you agree. mal@don'texttheline.com. Message me, what problems are you having over the Christmas period? I bet you there's loads and loads of people messaging saying how bad it's been, but unfortunately when this cold weather comes in, you don't want it like that. Could be worse, we know that, but hey ho, it's not. Anyway, if you've got a tournament on today, or you've had a tournament on today, fingers crossed everything went well, because you've got the Premier League starting today, and I watched a little bit of that Newcastle Man United game last night, and honestly, how Man United do it, I really don't know, because it was total domination by Newcastle United. You know, all teams go through it, but to be where they are, and they're saying they're playing well, is beyond a joke. You know, we've struggled right the way through, but we've lost games. You know, they can struggle right the way through and win games. And I'm down to Newcastle to score a goal. He didn't, I know that. But hey ho, that's just the banter that we have with Liverpool and Manchester United. But what can we say? And all this thing of all these chants that you're hearing as well. Even Manchester United fans last night chanting, "Feed the Scousers." Why could you do that over Christmas? Why on earth are they chanting that? I'm sure the club themselves should condemn it, and if Liverpool done the same, they should condemn it. Honestly, because you can't say it's banter. That is bad, because if you go through Manchester with their food banks, wow, says it all. So why try and turn the tables on? Are these the very rich Manchester United fans? It just, honestly, it breaks my heart. And what the Arsenal fans were doing at Goodison Park as well last week, you know, with their chants, it's wrong. You know, we're talking about supporting people, helping people who are struggling over Christmas, people who haven't got the money to feed themselves, yeah, but why sing about it? Why sing about it and mock them? I think you need to look at yourselves, and the club themselves need to put a statement out as well. All clubs should really, I know they do, I know they try their best, but as soon as it happens, have a go, point these fans out, get them, tell them what the consequences are for doing this, because you're not probably hurting the fans who are in the stadium because they can afford all the ticket prices. It's the people who can't go to the game, who would love to go to the game, who you're mocking, who you're skitting. I think that is, it's despicable. It really is, and I think you need to look at yourselves. Probably the type of people who don't help out the communities and charitable causes, you know, because we need that in this country. They're the people who are very happy with your governments, with everything that's going on, your tax rises. They're over the moon, those people, and they can afford to chant these horrible songs. It's wrong, it's wrong. And you know what, message to Liverpool and Everton fans, please just sing about the team, forget all the others, just get behind your teams and sing the way you do, because that is more enjoyable to listen to watch, to hear. It's brilliant, and that's it. Don't let these people put anyone down whatsoever. They have to look at their own city first before they start chanting about our city, and that's me. All these other cities, all these other clubs, and people are saying, oh, it's only banter, it goes on. It shouldn't go on, and I think we all need to recognise that. This is why we have food banks. This is what the government are creating amongst fans, and I think they need to put a stop to it as well. Have their own fines going into clubs if that's the case, and it's proven, and it was last night what I was listening to on the TV. But hey ho, it's not football, it really isn't, and this is what the message we try and do and get into grassroots football, because these kids don't want to hear that either, because they'll grow up to do exactly the same, so we don't want it. Always remember, kids are tuning in, kids are listening, and they'll always ask the questions. So wherever you've been today, let's just hope that you respected your referee as well. The sidelines were great, encouraging. Christmas songs, Christmas carols were being sung on the sidelines. Yes, in the real world, maybe, but I know that there's too much passion when it comes to football, especially in grassroots football. And it wouldn't be Christmas carols that you were singing, but they do in the Premier League, so why not? Why not get behind the kids? Kids love it. And as I said just before Christmas, I watched the team there the other day and it was great. The kids, under 9s I think they were, singing Jingle Bells and all the mums joined in. I'm just sorry I didn't video that because it was absolutely brilliant. So maybe all the mums along the way can start singing and giving a little bit of banter behind the scenes, shall we say, on the sidelines, rather than verbal abuse, aggressive behaviour. We don't want to see that. We want to keep our referees within the game, and we really do need support and make sure that they stay in the game, because most of the majority of these referees now are only kids still at school. So you can remember, or look at yourself, if you're an irate parent spectator and you're going out there to destroy a referee, start having a shout at them in front of all the kids on the football pitch, think yourself that these are still at school and so are your kids. So what sort of a message are you giving out? So if you're irate, stay away from the game, or just ignore what goes on the pitch and just start giving a little bit of encouragement. We need fair play, sports personship, because obviously there's loads of girls mixed in with the football now, so you can't say sportsman, can we? So sports person. It's sad because things change, you know, and I suppose that's the way society's going. We just got to grin, bear it and get on with it. But we can all make it nice and pleasant when we go out there and enjoy the football. Committee members, brilliant, what a job you did in 2025, and I'm sure you'll do exactly the same in 2026. Looking forward to a new kick-off, and hopefully the weather will be mild and everyone will get the season finished, because I know there's 1 or 2 leagues who have grass pitches who have fallen behind a little bit, so they're going to have a little bit of congestion and they're going to have a little bit of probably too many games for the kids, but they have to if they need to finish the season off. Not the leagues, because apparently it's not competitive football that we're playing. But you know, that is just it, especially in the northwest. It is total competitive football, and I know games are changing, rules are changing, tackles are changing. It's going to be a poor game very, very soon if certain people have their way of running. We're talking about contact sport, who are trying to make it non-contact sport. It's happening, it really is, and we don't need it, because the enjoyment will go out of it. And what will our professional players be like in the future? What will the game look like? I don't think I'll be around to see goals or games where you can't tackle, can't head the ball, throw-ins are not there, and everything changes. Honestly, they're not for the better, I think for the worst. And we have changes coming up, don't we, in the new year, for the new season, 26-27. If they go ahead, I'd love your thoughts on that one. What you feel about the changes in grassroots football. Please, Mal at don'txtheline.com, add me as a friend on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social network sites. And we look forward to listening to your comments and reading your comments, and we'll get back to you, because it's getting closer to the new season, and I know it's all calm and we're not too sure what leagues are doing at the moment, how they're going to fit them in. I don't think the committees are too sure as how it's going to work with all these 3v3s, etc. But the FA have put things out, and hopefully you can understand them, and if they're in layman's terms, it makes it easier for a lot of people out there, especially the kids. Let's just check, what have we got left here? We've still got nearly 6 minutes. 6 minutes, and Christmas has been and gone. Unreal. You know, I was made up getting more family down yesterday, Boxing Day, enjoyed the meal, enjoyed the company, and it was great to see. And that just doesn't happen for me over the years, honestly, in support work. 19 years, and that was the first ever Christmas, and that's through not being well. But honestly, it was the best thing that happened, the best Christmas present. And if you could wrap that every year for me, I'd love it. I'd love it. That's one present I'd love to open. Just seeing all the family, being with the family, sharing what the family's done over the years and what the family are doing now and what they're looking forward to. and what their aim is in life. You know, that's great. And everyone's wishing each other all the best. And yet we go through the bad times, the good times together. And Christmas has brought us all together to discuss all that, you know, because we all know with work commitments, things like this, life is terrible. You can't meet up with your family because your work premises keep you away from that. And you know what, I see some changes, and I look at certain companies and what they're trying to do to their staff, and if they could, they'd have them 24/7 and not going home. They'd have them living on the premises if they could. It's getting that bad, you know. You need to look at people, and people look and say, oh, well, you're getting paid for it. There's no life, there's no nothing for people. It really is, and that's what's causing a lot of stress and mental health struggles as well, and that's why we're really going to town on our mental health struggles over the Christmas period and beyond. And we need your support on that, because this Christmas is going to affect quite a few people, I assure you. And it was great to see some of our friends come round as well. Honestly, Chris, Mandy and the kids, they're brilliant. And they were neighbours who moved out and moved elsewhere, and they still came down to see us. Absolutely, this is what Christmas is all about, people coming together. But it's not just Christmas that we should do this, it should be throughout the year. If we can do this throughout the year, life would be better. It really, really would, honestly. So, yeah, whatever you are, you can go back to irate parents and spectators. When you're shouting and screaming at your referee, when you're shouting and screaming in front of all the children, it's not good. So that is going to create mental health struggles, and we need to keep this out of the path of the kids and try and give them great expectations, look forward to what's happening in the future, give them an idea, give them encouragement in that sense, not just all about the football, but what they're going to do after the football if they don't make it being a footballer, because every child has that dream of playing for one of their favourite teams, don't they? We all hear it, and every parent, I suppose, is hoping that that child gets picked and plays for their favourite team, or any team, so long as they're professional. But it doesn't always happen. It's very few and far between who make it, we know that. But while there's a chance, there's always a chance. You've always got to believe that you can do it. Believe in yourself, but we've got to give these kids a chance to believe in themselves. We shouldn't take over their lives in grassroots football. We shouldn't take over and dominate them and tell them what they should be doing. If you as a parent have never made it to the big time, why on earth are you trying to encourage them and tell them to play your way? You've got to take a back seat, leave it to your coach. You may say the coach has never made it either, but they've gone on the courses, they've done something, there's development there, and they want to develop the kids, and there's a lot of academies, real academies, that the kids can go in the future and develop even better, you know, and make themselves better players, and also give them better attitudes. But if the parents all step in, they could make it worse for the kids. And far too many times I've seen far too many pushy parents ruining the kids' future, and it still goes on. So take a back step, leave the kids to enjoy themselves, let them develop their skills, leave the referees to develop their skills as well, because the majority of them are still only kids, and just go out and enjoy it. Give them loads of encouragement on and off the field of play. And honestly, you feel better as a parent. You would feel better knowing that your child is enjoying themselves. Give them a brighter future if you can. That's all we're trying to say, and we want to help all these kids who are struggling with mental health, and also adults as well. And we've got a lot of organisations that we're teaming up with. We'll have a few meetings and we'll bring it to you on our podcast studio, because it's a very, very important topic, I suppose, mental health, like many others are, but you have to concentrate on one and get it out there. And there's thousands upon thousands of kids who are struggling and have mental health struggles. So we want to put an end to that, give them the confidence back, give them a voice, and with your help we can. Please get in touch if you can add to it and help us throughout the year and beyond. But we look forward to the challenge, and we'll make a difference, a massive difference, because the organisations we're teaming up with, honestly, you'll understand what I'm saying. We've got our work cut out, but we'll get through it and we'll make a difference on and off the field of play. Honestly, we will. That went fast, didn't it? There's the 20 minutes up. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Hope you go out and enjoy your Premier League games, and just wrap up, keep warm, make sure the kids are happy, and those chants, make sure they're friendly chants, and you just get behind your team like Liverpool and Wolves will today, the fans, because Diego Jota's 2 of his sons are coming out because it's the first time they've played together since the death of Diego, and what they're walking out with the mascots, and I'm sure the fans, the crowd, everyone will get behind them, and that's what we all need to do, get behind each other, one another, and make a difference. We'll be back again tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. For myself, Mal Lee and all the team here at the Grassroots Show, Don't Cross the Line, REFspect programme, Heart of Gold initiative, No Ref No Game, Heart of Gold Choir, Lean on Me. Check it out, go onto YouTube and listen to it and like it, and please subscribe because it's free on our YouTube station, and from then we'll love every minute of it. We follow us and we'll give you a mention. If you want to mention, give us a comment on there and we'll mention you on the show, I assure you. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back again tomorrow. Come on you Reds, let's go 3 points, move up that table and wait for all our players to come back from injury, and also the African Cup of Nations, and Salah's doing really well, isn't he? 2 goals, 2 wins, and it's all through him. Well done. We'll see you tomorrow. Cheerio for now.